Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on the Ridge, it's time to start pulling some cables. That's right, for our off-grid solar, time to get the solar PV wires pulled from the solar panel all the way over to the power shed. In previous videos, you've seen us dig these trenches and run the conduit through them. We've got PV disconnects on the columns right there. We'll have to terminate to that. We're not going to pull them all the way up to the top today. We're just going to get them to the disconnects, but we need to get them all the way through each 3 sets, 3 columns here. And then of course we got to get them through that junction box and into the power shed. Going into the power shed, we can see our 3 6000 XP inverters from EG4. We've also got our materials for today. Here's the 500 feet of PV cable. And this is made in the USA, everybody. That's hard to find nowadays. I got all the tools, screwdrivers, strippers. I got a hex crimper. I got some 10 gauge crimps, strippers. Got some ground wire. Gonna run ground wire in each of the PVC with the PV cable. And of course, I've got some crimps and a cordless drill. I made up a spool holder here. I'm going to put both the black and red spools on this spool holder, and I'm going to try to feed it into the trough. This may not work. Feed it into the trough, down through that elbow, and then outside through the trench all the way to each column. Now that is a lot of bends and angles to go through, and I'm hoping I can make it. I'm going to try it on the first one, to the first column. And we'll just pull it to that LB right there, and then we can run it up to the disconnect, no problem. If I get the first set through there, I'll run the second set next to them, and if that works, I'll be able to pull hopefully to the next 2 runs down the line there. If not, I've got some other ideas. Couple things I could do. First thing I could do, I could run the fish tape, the metal wire, all the way through, and then measure, and then pull it back out and measure how much went out, and then bundle all 4 of the PV cables together and pull them all one time. I could pull one set through and then tie the next set through and then pull the other ones back. It just seems like a lot of work. Yeah, there's different ways you can pull cables, especially having a fish tape like I've got. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to pull 2 through with the fish tape. Fish tape, pull the 2 through, and then pull the next 2 separate. I think I've got enough room. I ran some big conduit. The only issue I've got is if I start in the power shed, there's a couple angles there. What I might need to do is pull the slack to the big junction box behind me, and then it will pull through. So cross your fingers, I can make this work. We can see all the temporary wires I have up there now, but so those all go away. We got column 1 right here, then column 2, column 3. Each column will have 2 8-panel arrays in it, so that'll be 6 times 8 is 48. And we'll go down, so 2 arrays, 2 strings in each disconnect, going down through each conduit here. And we can see over here, I've got it laid out 1, 2, 3 in there. Again, 2 strings, be 4 wires plus a ground in each of those conduit. Come in here. We got the trough opened up. They'll come up out of that 2.5 inch. And we've got 1, 2, 3 inverters. Each inverter will have 2 strings of 8, again for 48 solar panels. Guys, about 24,000 watts potentially with bifacial panels. I got a 120-foot fish tape right here. Now, when you hear me say fish tape, it doesn't smell like fish, and I don't catch fish with it, but it's kind of like going fishing, right? So I run this out all the way, and then I can spool it in like a fly fishing reel at the end. So fish tape, okay? I know, that's what electricians have been calling it for decades. So what I'm gonna do, I got, again, 120 feet, so that should get me all the way to the third column back. I made sure I definitely had a long enough one for that. So I just gotta start feeding it down from here. I'm not gonna start up there because of the angles and everything. And I should probably really just have my spool set up out here at the big box on the outside and just have it go down. I'm gonna try to make it from the inside of the shed. I know some people, you need to do that from the outside, not from the inside. There's too many angles and dangles. Well, I'm gonna cross my fingers I can do it. If not, I'll try it the next way and then the next way and the next way. I got time, people, okay? So let me start pushing this down in there. We'll see how much it takes to get it pushed up over there. There it is. I see it poked out. I'm gonna leave a little bit extra pulled out from here just so I can get it over to the spool. That should be enough right there, I think. Now I can pull it up out of that box, push it into the electrical room. All right. Get all this slack. Now I should be able to push it right in there and come out inside there. Oh yeah. All right, we can see that it's pulled up into there, and that should be more than enough to reach. And you see I got my spool set up here, so it should pay off the red, the black, and the green. I got it set up some rebar and some jack stands, and it should pay off pretty smoothly. I'll tie them all together, get them tied to the end of that fish tape, and cross our fingers, all goes smoothly. So for all you professional electricians out there say I'm hooking up this fish tape wrong, I'll tell you right now, there's as many different ways to hook a fish tape up as there is fishes in the sea. Okay, so as long as it doesn't pull out, you're okay. And I've done many, many different ways. What I'm gonna do here is gonna be really simple. I'm gonna stagger these. And by the way, guys, I only gotta pull 1 ground, right? 1 ground per conduit, not 1 ground per array. So 1 ground per column, 1 ground per conduit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the green, and I'm just gonna tape it, and I crisscross applesauce. Crisscross applesauce. I go up, cover the end, then I come back down, then I come back up, and you can get more surface area. I'm not going, I used to have to do this at work, hundreds and hundreds of feet. So you definitely don't want to pull apart when you're pulling hundreds and hundreds of feet. This is really short, I can always pull it back. So I'll stagger it. So I got the green there, I got the black here, and I go like a candy cane, crisscross applesauce, back down through, and then back up. You want to make sure that it has no stickiness on the outside, and the transition is very smooth. Okay, and then one thing is leave a buddy tab. A buddy tab is when you bend the piece of the tape back on itself. That way you can take it back off and not have to cut it off the cable. So that will hide itself pretty easy. Now, let's see, 10 gauge. I strip this back. Strip that back right there. Get off there, get off there. Oh man, that is some tight stuff. Okay, all right, that's off. So now I can loop that, and there's a little loop on the end of this, and usually I leave a little bit longer, but probably on the next one I will. All right, then with a loop of the metal and a loop of, or the copper and a loop of the metal, I can tie this on, and it will give it a little pivot point. Again, I want to crisscross applesauce all the way down and all the way back up. That way it does really well. Again, I'm gonna leave a buddy tab here as well. And oops, I got the sticky side up. Don't want to do that. There we go. So now this has pivoting, and it should just pull right through. And it's not too big a diameter. You can see 3 wires staggered, not bad at all. So Let's see if we can pull it through. All right, so I'll grab a hold of this right here and we'll pull through, and then pulling through there, you can see I start pulling, and it should start. Oh, it broke. Don't do that, Tim. I had it caught up in the spool. All right, let's try that again. See if I'll feed it through just a little bit. And I really got to keep it. Maybe I should pay under instead of over. You know what? Paying under may actually work a little bit better. Let's see. Come on. Now it's working. It's working. Look at that. Look at that. As long as you keep it tight, it pays over just fine. Paying under still may be a better idea. Start this down the hole so the part is right there. All right, now I should be able to pull from that end. Gotta make sure there's no loop here for it to catch. And I may end up having to pull some of this out and do it. We're gonna give it a go. All right, so I start right here. I pull. This is gonna be, oh, I gotta straighten that out. Straighten the loop out. And they make some stuff called, well, cable butter. We had a little bit different name for it, but it had a little term, and you can't use it on YouTube. But yeah, so let's see. All right, now we're tight there. Guys, this ain't gonna happen. This is not gonna, too many angles. Nope. All right, so I'm gonna have to pull the slack out and just pull it through. So, hey, I tried. Now, if I had two people, one person paying it off and one person pulling, this job would be like a snap. Yeah, it pays. See, that pulls so easy. It just is going down, out of there and down, you can't do it. So, that should be enough. Let me pull this off to the side so it doesn't get all tangled up. And that should, don't lose the screws. That should go in. Get my gloves on, make pulling this a little easier. A little bit easier. All right, let's see. Grippy. Oh yeah, not a problem. Look at that, guys. I mean, it is just like butter. Now the second set might not be as easy. Come on now, come on. We're getting close. We gotta be getting close. Come on. Gotta be, come on. There it is, we did it. All right, I'm gonna pull enough, make sure I got enough to reach everywhere inside there. Then I can just take my buddy tab back off, and then that should allow me to untape everything. And then we'll have to get on the other end, make sure we got enough length on that end, and we'll do this one more time with the next set. Okay, I've learned what works and what doesn't work so far, and that's why I'm starting with a short one, because it could get pretty bad pretty quick. So, all right, let me finish this up and be right back. All right, so let me get these three. Gotta go a little bit more. All right, so that's gonna go in there, and this is the PV. It's gonna go in there. So that should give me enough with a little bit of slack. And you don't want to make, I don't want to waste this cable, guys. Definitely don't want to waste this cable. All right. So one thing I'm going to do is get my white tape and marker, and I'll tape this as 1. Matter of fact, I'm going to do 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 2. 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. That way I'll know inverter 1, strings 1 and 2. Inverter 2, strings 3 and 4. That way I know which column, and everything can be labeled on both ends of the pair set. So, things work smarter, not harder, because you get these mixed up, boom, boom. Not good. Not good at all. course, I'm going to label on this end as well. 1, 1. Set that off to the side. And now, do you think I'll be able to push this back through with those 3 wires in there? There's actually a lot of space. A lot of space. So, let's cross our fingers. All right. See how I left a little loop of slack in there? And that is, I'll leave a little bit of slack in each box. That way, oh, there's the fish tape. That way, if I ever need any slack, I've got a little bit in each pull box. I got to make sure I keep this gasket on the outside. I don't want to run a wire the wrong way through the gasket. All right, there we go, all the way through into the electrical room. Second set is taped up. No ground in this one, just 1 ground per conduit. So let's pull. Should slide like butter. All right. That should be enough right there. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Oh my gosh. Come on, you're almost there. Stuck, it's stuck, it's stuck. Oh man, so close, but yet so far. I need a second person to help. It's right there, look at that, guys, it's right there. Pull, pull. Oh, it broke. It broke, but I'm right there. I'm right there. Okay. Whew. Again, if I had a second person to feed, this would pull through so much easier. I'm not complaining I'm by myself. I'm just stating the fact. I'm making this way harder than it should be. But I got some channel or vice grips here. This little trick, if something breaks like that, put the vice grip on there, and I should pull this right up. There we go. Whew. All right. More than enough. All right, set 2. We're not doing the second set this way. We are not. All right, inside here, I got 1, 2. Cut to length. And we gotta get the white tape and make sure they're designated as 1, 2. Get this disconnect off. Now I got my cable, my disconnects, batteries, inverters, everything from Signature Solar. I got a $50 off coupon down in the description. So if you click on my Signature Solar link down below and also that coupon code $50, you can get $50 off your order. I'll try to put some links to some of these things like the cable and the disconnects and stuff, but if you just click on the Signature Solar link in my description, it'll take you right to it, and also I get the credit for it. So, all right, let me see if I can get these cables up in here. All right, I got the fish tape down through here. I'm gonna see if I can get all these up this angle here. Boy, ow, I really wish I wouldn't have glued all this together already, because it does make it a little harder. Slide up in there, guys, slide up. All right, it's going, all right. Whew, that was close. Look at that. Go, 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 it's out. See if I can get it pulled up. Oh, that's tight. Tight, tight, tight. Oh, there we go, come on. Oh, cut my fingers. There we go. Whew. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. All right, we got our wires, the length they need. I got them labeled 1, 1 and 1, 2. This next set of cables, not doing it that way. What we're gonna do is try a second method. I'm gonna run the fish tape the length of the conduit, mark it, pull the fish tape out, and then I'm going to cut both sets of wires and the ground the exact length they need to be, and then pull all 5 wires together at one time. I know it won't have spools to spool it off of since I have to do that. So it's a little more time on the front end, but I'll be pulling 4 cables smoothly through together a longer distance. Now, I may end up having to call a friend to feed the cables. May have to call Grandma Carol down here, especially on the 3rd set. So we're gonna try this second method, see how it goes. I have a feeling this is gonna be much easier. I mean, yeah, it's gonna take me a little while to cut the 4 cables, you know, the right length and everything, but I think pulling it through, that was the hard part last time, especially by myself. Did I say I was by myself? Not sure if I mentioned that already. If you've ever done this, you know that 2 people are required. It's mandatory. You will hate yourself if you don't. We shall see. Pull this into here, get it the right length. That's perfect right there. So now I can mark the length on that end and we should be good. All right, about right. I'll give it a little bit extra. Just in case, so probably about right there. Put a little tape on that. And now I'll pull this out and cut 1 ground and 2 reds and 2 blacks this length. All right, got them taped together so I don't mess the length up or anything. And we're doing the 1 black, 1 red, and a ground. Now, if I had 2 other spools of PV cable, I wouldn't have to do this. I could just pull them through the conduit with the fish tape all together at one time. In fact, I've only got 2 spools, and I could pull it out and cut it in half, and then, no, not gonna do that. Just gonna do it this way. All right, so just gonna make sure I don't let anything slide. Yep. Keep going. There we go. I need to get to the black tape part, and then I'll be done. Where's it at? Come on, this is long. There's a lot of cable. Where's it at? It's starting to scare me because I still got to do the long one. Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. And, all right, just do a little bit more right there. Whew, that's some scary stuff. Cut, cut, cut. All right, now I got to do 2 more with just the black and red. I'll do that off camera. We'll get all of them taped up and then start pulling. I labeled my holes inside the box, 1, 2, 3, and receptacle. I also put tape. Not only do I label it 2, 4, and 2, 3, 1 piece of tape, that's 1, 1. 2 pieces of tape, that's 1, 2. 3 pieces of tape, that's 2, 3, and 4 pieces of tape, 2, 4. I think you can know what 5 and 6 pieces of tape are, don't you? Okay, so I got everything tied together here. Cross your fingers, it's the appropriate length. Now, I can get this started. I mean, look at this. I can push it through. As long as it gets started in there. There we go. See, if I had a second person, I mean, you could almost push it halfway there yourself. All right, let me start pulling on the other side, and we'll see how long this takes. Push, push. Whew. About 100 times back and forth. Push, pull, push, pull. Push, push. Oh, all right, let's see if I can pull. Oh my goodness. All right, I got it all the way to the end. I got the tape out of here. Got vice grips on the, you can also use vice grips just on the metal to get a better grip. So let's see if I can get it. Oh, goodness gracious, right there. Don't break, please. Just come up, come up, come up. Oh, yes. Ooh, we're getting it. Oh, I gotta put my foot on there so I don't break it. Oh, there's the last piece. Right there. Right there. Come on. Oh. I think I've got enough on that end now. Let me see if I can just fish these through this 2-inch conduit into the shed there. Should work. Oh yeah, it goes right in. Goes right in. Not a problem. Make sure I get everything straightened out here. Pull this in. Come on, don't get all tangled up on me now. There we go. Now it's in. That one, where did it go? There we are. All right, I got set 1 taped up and bundled together, so that looks really, really good. I got set 2 taped up and bundled, and looks like I cut it close. Pun intended. I cut it close. Woo-hoo! I gotta go out there by the pole. I may have a few extra inches out there, but I cut it close. All right, guys. Woo! Let's go check that out. We can see out here at the box, you can see where I labeled 1, 2, 3, and R, and I took up some of the slack for set 2. I needed it in there, so let's go check out that column. This was a close one, guys. I'm talking close one. I thought I measured twice, cut once, but look how short those wires are. Now those are just long enough to reach the breaker, but let me show you what I had to do to make it happen. I end up having to take the slack out of this box. You can see the ones that are shorter, and I end up having to push it in to have just enough slack for that one to make number 2 there. Whoo, that was close. All right, for column 3, the longest one, I went ahead and pre-stuck the fish tape in and got these cables all laid out. Got 4 of them in the ground. Already got them tied to the fish tape. Fish tape is ran through, and I'm bringing out the big guns. There's no way I was going to be able to push those in by myself. You've seen how tough this is, haven't you?
Very.
Yeah, so big guns, she's going to be pushing at the box here while I pull from the other end, and we're going to make this happen, right?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. This is going to be the longest run yet, the most friction, and you really didn't see when I did column 2, I went back and forth, back and forth. I didn't even show you me pulling, walking over back and forth, seriously, like 100 times. So if this takes less than 5 minutes, it's going to be 1,000 times easier. So all right, I'm going to start pulling. And she should be feeding it to me. Look at this. All right, she got the tape ball through it, and now it's moving pretty freely. So the other one moved pretty freely too for the first 10 or 12 feet. We'll see how this one goes. All right, so much easier. All right, we're gonna do this for a few minutes. I'll be right back, and we'll see how quickly this goes. All right, we got the, we're out on my end. Keep going, keep going. We're gonna get enough to go all the way up to top. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. One more, keep going, keep going. All right, one more time, keep going. One more. All right, I definitely wanna make sure I got enough this time. All right, let's go see where she's at. All right, definitely made sure I had enough this time because we only got to go to the third one, which is closest to the door. So we definitely gonna be able to make this. All right, let's see if we can get these pushed up through there. They go through? Keep pulling, keep pulling. Pull all the way. Oh, got my feet stuck. All right, keep pulling all the way. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yep, I got some slack, don't I? Keep going. Keep going. Go, 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 go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right, and keep one more time. Stop. Perfect. Thank you. Woo! All right, I went ahead and took the fish tape off, ran it through our little elbow here, and now this should even be easier than last time. Last time I was having to push, pull, and I couldn't do it. I got Grandma Carol here, so it should make it easier. That's the plan, at least. All right, so I got to get this in there. This is the hard part, getting it straight. There we go. Once that gets in there. All right, now you can start feeding that in. You don't have to guide the tip of it in. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. Once that tape gets through there, it'll be so much easier. Just push, hold the back of the conduit so it doesn't break, and push. It's going. We're almost through the tape. And then we got the next hurdles when it comes up here. Oh, we're there. Keep going. Keep going. It's on my end. It's on my end. Keep going. Grunting and groaning. All right, we are almost there. Gotta get that loop out of there. So close. Keep going. One more. Push. Okay, that's good. Whew. Oh my gosh, good job. Woo. Well, I appreciate your help. That was I could not.
Two-person job.
That was a two-person job. Yeah. Putting it mildly. Well, I appreciate you helping.
Or 1.5.
She said, "Why didn't you call me yesterday?" And I said, "Well, it made a good video of me struggling, right?" Well, I love you. Thank you very much. And y'all got to see Grandma Carol. Woo! All right, we got our wires stripped back and numbered. You know, we got 1, 1, 1, 2. But I also went and put numbers on there, 2, 4, 6, and 8, because it corresponds to terminals on the DC contactor. Now check this out. This DC disconnect is 1, 3, 5, 7. And you would think 2 would be right across from 1. Nope, to the nope, nope. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're crisscrossed. So I'll have string 1 come down here, string 2 come down here, and string 1 goes in there and string 2 goes in there. They're flip-flopped. It is crazy. So red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black. Yep, that's crazy. All right, I got my Klein hex crimper, right? See, it does a hex. Hex is way better than just a square. You'll see a lot of square. So I've got a gray for my number 12 ground. Slide that all the way up till it goes all the way to the end, right there. And this is good for all those sizes. Just gotta slide it on till it's up and, oops, backwards. Gotta go this way. No, actually that's right. Let's see here. Slide it up in. Tighten, opens up, and it gives a nice hex crimp. All right, so same thing for my 10 gauge solar wires here. Make sure it goes all the way to the end. It is, there we go. And just slide it all the way up in there. Ooh, that's tight. 10 gauge is pretty tough. Same thing here. Whew. That wind is getting tough, guys. We got some weather gonna be blowing in here in just a little bit. Beautiful sunny skies, and then it goes rain all of a sudden. They're calling for it. They're definitely calling for it. So let me slide that all the way. There we go. Give them the tug test. All right, 2 more here. And slide it all the way to the end. Yep. These 10s are pretty tough. There we go. Tug test. I always want to use these ferrules. I like using, the manufacturer says you need to use ferrules, especially on the solar here. A lot of people just go copper right into the terminal, but you use these crimp-on ferrules, you get a really good Really good connection. Oops, that one fell off. See, let me, I pulled it out when I did it. I'm glad I didn't mess up my wire here because I don't have enough slack to mess up too much here. That's for sure. All right, so slide it all the way in. Get it on there. And don't let it fall, Tim. Don't let it fall. There we go. That's good. Woo! That was close. All right, start the first termination. Get the ground wire in. I even like doing the ferrules on the ground wires. It just gives a nice, clean termination. All right, so let's see. I already got them labeled 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. So let me start over here. Let's see if we can get this. Actually, let me start with number 8. Get it out of my way. I think that'd be probably make the most sense. Get this one in there. There we go, all the way up in there. Nice and tight. And I'm gonna come back and torque these with a torque wrench at a later date. So that's 8 and 6. Yeah, I'm left-handed, so it's kind of easier for me to go left or right. There we go, up in the hole there. Oops, I gotta loosen this up some, I think. There we go, up in the hole. Oh my, there we go. Whew. Nice. Get that one tightened down. Again, I'll come back and torque later. Ooh, that one's way off. Get everything straightened up here, okay. All right, now 4. Get a little tilt to it. Let me get loosened up just a little bit. Whew. It's in the back. It's in the back. There we go. We got it. We got it. Push it up in there all the way. Tighten down. Whew. All right. Okay. Whew. Last one, number 2. Can I tilt it and get it around behind? Ooh, I almost need a pair of needle nose to bend everything right. There we go. It's in. It's in. Whew. That is a tight fit, guys. Number 10 wire. Some people actually use a larger gauge for solar. If the solar's really far away, they go with a larger gauge. But okay, so all right, I'll come back, torque those up. 2, 4, 6, 8. We got it right. Now I got 3 more to do. I'm going to do those off camera. So here in just a second, I'll come back. We'll go inside, strip back, and wire them to the inverter. Real quick before we go inside, I'll show you the last 2 I did. This is column 2. That was a tight fit. I found on the last one, if I actually take the disconnect out, the 2 screws that hold it in place, I can put the terminals in and then tighten the disconnect down. The top one should be easier, but that was definitely a help. And here's that last one right here. You can tell that was how short them wires are. Yeah, that was kind of difficult, but we got it all in tight. Again, I'll come back when I finish a certain area, then I come back and do all the torque specs for every terminal. I don't do that until the very end to make sure I get every single terminal torque checked. All right, we got everything opened up and ready. You can see I've already cut the cable sets back and got them zip tied. I took the tape off and zip tied everything. And I actually went ahead and put labels, numbers on the ends of each one of them. We can see that it's basically the positive 1 and the negatives. Well, positive and negative 1, positive, negative 2. That's up here where the PV is going to be wired in. You can see it's 1 positive, 1 negative, 2 positive, 2 negative. And then the ground will go where that PE is right there. I've already got my ferrules lined out. We'll get the ferrules crimped on here in just a second. There's the little number book I use to get everything going. Before I can do that, I need to fish all of the cable sets up in their conduit, and then I can start cutting off the ends and the insulation and crimping on the ferrules. So let's do that. Shouldn't have to tape these together. I'm thinking I can just push them all up in and they come out pretty simply. least that's the thought, the hopes, and the plan. Come on now. Ugh. This is why I didn't pre-strip the ends, because the copper would all just splay out if we did that way. It's got a little bend to it, so it is having a... Oh, there they go. Oh, come on, there we go. The only thing I didn't go... Oh, got them all through. Yay, even the ground. All right. So that one's through. Let's see here. If we can get this one in. See if we can go this angle right here. Keep it straight. Oh, ground didn't go in. There we go. There it is. All right, everything's in. All right, come on. Gotta pop that bad boy over. If I twist. Come on now. Yeah, I may have to. They are all just being a burr. There we go. Come on. Pull the ground up with it. All right, well, I'll get that ground up in a second. Let's get this real quick. Let's get this. I'm going to go on this side of this set right here. No, I think we'll go this side. All right. Go. Get up in there. Got a little bend to it. Makes it a little harder. There we go. Oh, even the ground came up. That's what I'm talking about. That looks good. All right, let me work on this ground, and I'll start to... Oh, there it is right there. Where's it at? Push. Push, Tim, push. There it is right there. All right, let me go ahead and start stripping off the ends of these, and then we'll get them ferrules crimped on and terminated. Start off crimping these ferrules on number 1 inverter over here. Got that ground up in number 2, no problem. Yeah, as soon as I turned the camera off, it pretty much just slid right in there. That's the way things usually work, isn't it? So, all right, ground. Oops, don't drop it, Tim. Where's the other one at? Should be 4 of them. I think I lost one. That's all right. I'll get to it and find it in a second. Slide that up in there. Make sure it's all the way on. It is. All right. Tug test. May have strip these back just a little bit too long. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. I got some good connection. Good connection. Oh, there it is. No, where'd it go? I must have fallen off. I got one right over there. I promise you, I'm not gonna bore you by having you watch me do all of these, but I will show you these. Now I just gotta pull the cables back a little bit, leave it in the trough. All right, there we go. So now I can pull these back just a hair. The ground should line up. Everything should line up. Let me go ahead and put the crimps on all those, and then we'll come back and start to terminate all these. All right, we got them all crimped on, all the ferrules. This is number 3. And again, over here, we got number 2 done. And of course, number 1, you saw me do that one. Now, right next to it, you can see, we're going to do the PV and the PE, the ground, but right next to it, you can see the generator, grid, and load breakers and the terminals for those. Not doing the generator right now, not doing grid ever, that we're off grid. The load will be wired up, and the neutral there, go out that conduit right there. Of course, PV out the one on the right. The load goes to the 200 amp panel, and that's going to feed the off-grid barn house, and of course, everything under the carport and the shed here. Right next to it, you can see the battery plus minus big O terminals there, right? Lots of amps there, guys. And that's going to go out that big conduit. I will need a bushing on that one. The other ones don't need bushings because that one's so large, it will need a PVC bushing. And that will go down to the bus bars. There's 600 amp bus bars in those 2 gray panels down below. And then follow that PVC conduit right there all the way around to our EG4 LLS server racks. And inside there, most of you remember, we've got LLS batteries. Of course, 6 in here, 6 in the one next to it, 61,000 watt hours of power. That's a long time to run your air conditioner and all that stuff. So very, very happy with that. All right, first thing first, let's go ahead and get the ground connected here. Push that all the way up into there. Get it tightened down. I can see it coming out the top, so I know it's, there we go, nice and tight. Tug test, and now again, I'll torque everything back later. So let's see, let's start with 2 negative. Should go right up in there all the way. And nice and tight. There we go. And 2 positive right next to it. Again, I will torque everything down. And let's see, 1 negative. You can see I got my crimp on a little bit too short on that one. Definitely got the wire all the way to the end, so don't worry about that, guys. All right, last but not least, 1 positive. Uh-oh, my stickers didn't line up. That's gonna mess up my OCD. All right, I'm just kidding. Well, kidding a little bit, not really. All right, ground and all the wires nice and straight. Tug test, looks good. Again, I'll come back and torque them a little bit later. Number 2, I'll make this quick, guys. Make it quick. Again, I'll come back, tighten. Let's see, 2. Make sure it's all the way inserted. Tight. 2. Oh yeah. Hey, my stickers are lining up a little bit better. I hope they all stay that way. All right, let's see. Negative 1. All the way up. All right, they're not that great. They're not that great, but it'll be all right. And 1 positive. All right. All right, I'll come back. Number 3, the last one. Yay! Last one. All right, 2. Go all the way up in there. And 2 positive. Perfect. Perfect. Hold it tight down. And 2. Push. There we go. And 1. All the way. All right. Whew. Guys, that's it. Just gotta clean up my mess, pretty everything up, and we'll be able to close this one out. All right, everything is cleaned up, buttoned up, got all the covers on, and you can see in the trough down here, I am separating AC from DC, not by different boxes, but by physical separation, just as far as I'm running all the DC along the front, and then the AC, you see in the back over there, I've got, that will be outside receptacle, GFCI receptacle, and carport receptacle. And then that hole right there and the one down there are for the receptacles in the tool side set. That AC will go back there. Of course, we've also got the AC from the load from each one. Again, I'll run all of them in the back side of the trough. So physical separation in the trough, there's not a divider there. And then the AC will go out that conduit right there into the 200 amp panel. Button this up. All right. Now, that looks good. Now let's go outside and see what our disconnects look like and close this one out. All right, we got everything buttoned up, cleaned up on column 1. Same thing over here on column 2, cleaned up, got everything buttoned up. Column 3, and just to show you here, guys, how these work, we've got on, and that will allow power to pass through, and then off, which will kill all the power coming up from the solar panels. Now, I still got to wire all these together, all these solar panels, and then get them to the weather heads over there. And that will be on another day. If the weather is nice, I'll be out here running the wire down the conduit to each of these disconnects. And if the weather's not nice, then I'll go inside there and work on the power shed, start working maybe on the big 600 amp batteries. Let's maybe do that. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video of running all this cable and getting these disconnects wired up, getting wired up to the EG4 inverters in the power shed. Tons more to do. Now, big shout out and thanks to Grandma Carol. I could not have done this job without her. Matter of fact, I probably should have called her a little sooner. So she's a great help, and hopefully you enjoyed. If you did enjoy seeing Grandma Carol, leave a comment down below saying thank you, Grandma Carol, for helping Tim out. We appreciate it. I know I appreciate it. So if you did like today's video, give it a big old thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. Hit that notification bell right down there to be notified anytime a new video comes out on one of our channels. And until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day, and go Ridge Life.